So, you have been in this business than many people before. Why is it the moment for electric out here in India? What has changed?
So we came in too early. Things worked, but a lot of things didn't work as well. And it's taken us this long to establish a solid footing. So now it's very exciting times. We are very happy to see the way development is happening, the way the pushes are happening, whether it is from a government, competition is coming in strong. There are a number of other factors also falling in place. There are state governments which are pushing this. Finance is falling into place. It's not there quite yet. But there are certain things, there are certain gaps which will get addressed. But I believe now we are at a stage where we are going to see a huge amount of growth from here on.
Mr. Munjal, when you say this change that you have seen, do you think this is a change about perception about of customers, or is it the regulatory push, regulatory changes, government intervention that is what is changing the fortune for electric vehicle in India?
See, you can't pinpoint this only one factor. There's a culmination of efforts, there's a culmination of different things which have come into place. Government policies, of course, is a very, very important one when it comes down to it. The second factor is that the battery prices have been declining over the last couple of years, and the battery technology has been improving. Beyond that, there is also things like, as the volumes are increasing, the financing is becoming more prevalent. Then we've got the state policies acting up. So we've got states like Delhi and Maharashtra and Gujarat and Rajasthan, which are pushing for demand. Then we've got government bodies like CESL, which is propelling again, which is pushing electric mobility through in different states of the country. So a number of these factors are becoming very, very important. And then, of course, on top of that, we've got the environmental concerns. So we've got AQI, pollution, etc. And then last year we had COVID. On top of that, COVID, with the lockdowns, everything, people didn't want to get back into public transport. So electric was a very, very good option for them.
So, we have seen the government coming up with the performance link incentive scheme. And what is the reading of the policy?
The intent is clear that they want to continue pushing electric mobility through and pushing zero emission vehicles through. So that is very, very good in first thing. Any policy that comes out also evolves with time. So when the policy is launched, once the intent is clear, once you keep on revising or once you keep on monitoring the policies, how they're doing, and then you keep on taking corrective action, things do fall in place. They do mature up. We're seeing FAME 2 policy as well. There was a huge amendment which was done in June of this year, and that's made it a very good policy. That revisions will keep on happening, and I guess monitoring is going to continue happening from the government end to ensure that there is great success there. But it's good that the government's coming out with policies. It's good for the industry. It creates a very wide and a good ecosystem. So that's very good.
There have been the entrance of Ola into the sector. That has somewhat led to a price competition in the sector. Will you see price products falling further in this sector?
Prices have dropped with the subsidy coming in. So whatever subsidy has come in has been passed on to the customers and is being passed on to the customers. So there is, of course, a price drop for that. There's no price war on that sales. I think we are maintaining our margins. So we don't intend going down that route of fighting at a price level, because then there's no stopping. I think companies, who are looking at it from a long-term perspective will be responsible, will be serious enough to say that, once you go beyond a certain threshold, then it's very difficult to get your prices back up. So I don't think companies are going to do that. So there is now scales are coming in a much more significant manner, and with these scales coming in, the prices are going to drop, because as you have more volume, as you have more, the ecosystem becomes stronger, the competition becomes stronger. Customer will get a better product. There's certainly no doubt about it. Prices will be at a rational level.
So, Munjal, yeah, your company is a market leader in this segment and has been for quite a bit of time. Now that the industry is picking up, and as you also correctly say, the scale will multiply further, what are your expansion plans?
First and foremost is our own manufacturing. So right now, we have manufacturing. There's more demand than what we are able to cater at this point of time. So we are expanding our manufacturing. By next year, mid or before mid, we will actually have about 500,000 unit capacity, which is 5x of where we are currently in terms of the capacity. Then we are going to be adding capacity every year. So we are going to be adding on about 1 million units every year for the next 5 years. Now, with that, with the volumes the way that they're increasing, everything is going to increase. So our dealer network would increase. We had about 700 dealers plus dealers and sub-dealers touch points right now. This number will go up substantially over the next couple of years. We're building that up. We are also building up online sales, which is already very good for us, and that's something that again is getting built up. We are building up a service network, which is independent of the dealer network. We are also installing a charging infrastructure. So everything is going to expand. Plants, dealer network, charging stations, more relationships. We will have far more partnerships than what we currently have.
You recently raised a round of funding in which your existing investors also participated. That's certainly a sign of confidence that the investors have shown. Sir, with your interaction with these investors, how has their reaction changed to this India's EV system?
Hugely. There's now, of course, I can't take any names, but a number of investors who we had met about 2-3 years back, and for whatever reason, things didn't work out at that point of time. They are now chasing us, for meetings, etc. Once it picks up pace, it is going to be extremely rapid. And anybody who's not there, either investing in as an investor or as an OEM or as a supply chain manufacturer or anything, they will miss out the bus.
So, with competition coming from existing ICE engine players, how does a company like Hero Electric fight with them?
See, the way we see it is that more competition is better for the customer. More competition will only grow the industry. So, it's a small industry right now. Last year was less than about 1.5 lakh units. We anticipate this industry to be about 40 lakh by about 2026 or thereabouts, 2025, 26. That number could increase. Now, this is basis multiple companies also jumping into the space, creating competition, creating a market, creating awareness. Eventually, customers will buy products which they find are suitable for them in terms of price and performance and battery replacement, portability, convenience, ease of use, etc., etc. So, numerous factors. So, we are not fearful of competition at all. In fact, we welcome it. We are very happy with that.
So, last question. Do you see it is necessary for the government to set a sunset clause for the IC engine makers?
I believe targets are required. I believe strong, aggressive targets and goals are required. Without having a goal, it's a very open-ended conversion.
Thank you, Mr. Munjal. Thank you so much for speaking to Business Standard.
Thank you, Anand. A pleasure being here. Thank you for having me.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.